Hello there. Looks like I'm getting started. Oh, there we are. Okay, now I know I'm live. Hello there. It's Eliza Bloom Robinson, popping in tonight talking about the really the tipping point. I just got out of my group, the Quantum Burst group that I work with every Tuesday evening, and it is, oh man, it is so powerful. It is so brilliant. The work that we do in that group is it can't even really be called work, but what we do is we land in the essence of who we are. Say your center or your essence or your quantum self or your still point or that point of stillness, and we disengage from the past. Joe Dispenza talks about the known past that creates the predictable future. We disengage from all of that. We let that dissolve and dismantle for the work that we do. And then we just line up. We just line up into that which is coming. Call it the new. Call it new humanity now, because that's what I'm calling it. Call it the quantum, because that's really where we're playing. Call it new matrix, or weaving the web of the new. Call it the fifth dimension, if you will, or a different dimension. Call it a new state of consciousness. Call it a new human being. Call it new. And when we line up into that new, there is such magic that happens. It just pops, 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 pops. And that magic can show up just in the simple little things. Here's what I know to be true. The only way it shows up is if you go beyond your mind. You have to let your mind go. Because the new, if it's really new, is the unexpected. And it's brilliant, and it's filled with love and light and compassion and kindness and innovation and creativity and beauty and joy and peace. So we were doing that, and then we got talking about that tipping point. It feels like there's a tipping point, right? Some of us have been talking about tipping points for a long time, and one of the people said, "Well, how do if it's a tipping point?" So then we started talking about the still point. And then I had this image that we were playing with of a teeter-totter. Remember the teeter-totters when we were kids? Or when our grandkids were kids? Or when our kids were kids? So we were doing the teeter-totter thing, and that's what I wanted to just bring to you right now, because it was so powerful and I thought you might like it. So if we're on the teeter-totter and we're standing in that still point, and the teeter-totter is completely balanced, that is the point of connection. That is the portal, if you will, into the new. And we were leaning to one direction. We were practicing. We were seeing which direction it is for us. And so we were leaning to one direction, and we were leaning into the old. And we were feeling what that feels like. So the old meaning, everything as it is up till now. The old meaning what we're seeing on the news. The old being the pandemic and the coronavirus and the anti-racism and the police reform and the police violence, the police virus, that's actually pretty good. And all of the density of the reality of what's happening in the world right now. Without judgment, we were just feeling what that feels like when we were allowing our awareness to move into that place from the still point. Then we moved back to still point. And still point was a really powerful word, so play with that word. It's different than just our center or our core, but we were finding that energetically in our being. And then we would tilt or tip into the new. And when we tipped into the new, we just noticed what happened energetically. So this becomes a tool that you can literally be walking down the street or standing in the line or driving your car and go, oh, where am I? Oh, I'm in the old. Oh, how can I come to still point? How can I go to the new? You can do it just subtle movements once you feel what it feels like, because this isn't energetic, this is a vibrational science, much more than mental. So when we tipped into the new, we all felt that stillness expanding. We felt an exquisite peace We felt a joy. We could line up with the innovations, new systems that were coming, new ways of being that will positively impact the new systems that are coming. And then we were talking about all the systems, right? Our legal system, our government system, our food system, our healthcare system, every system, right? Every system is really up in this wobble as we become the new. But when we fell, when we tipped into the new, it's like we lit up. And so then we started feeling what it feels like. Tip to the old, it feels dense, it feels heavy, it feels contracted. Come to still point, it's like, ooh, my spine gets straight, I get tall, my eyes light up, right? Tip to the new, I go, whoa, my energy expands. Doesn't even have to know what I'm about, right? Just the brilliance. We talk about the brilliance of our biggest, boldest becomingness, right? And then we tipped collectively, right? So we tried it on. We talked about how it feels, how each way feels. We talked about how we can do this in a moment by moment basis. And then we lined up and we tipped collectively. And so just line up with me now, right? Line up with that group, even though you don't even know anything about that group, right? And we lined up collectively and was like, this power. And then we lined up collectively with all of the other light workers, all of the other people across this globe, and there are lots and lots and lots of them that are doing this very work, that are birthing the new, that are standing, opening, being midwives, being doulas, being in the birth canal, being the mother, father of that which is new. There are those of us who are in that birth canal, who are becoming new, who are birthing ourselves. There's all kinds. So when we lined up with that, with every person who's doing this work, whoa, I got body tingles all through me. My whole being lit up. It's like the very spaces in the cells of my being electrified with this cosmic, quantum, crystalline power energy. So I wanted to just share that with you. So what you can do with that is practice, is play. Try it on for yourself. Still point, old, new, notice what it feels like. Comment, let me know what you notice, and then come play with us. I posted the link to the free and open group. There's 2 other layers of group that are forming right now. I'd love to have you join us, but even if you're not interested in joining us, that's fine. Come play and be a part of the tipping point into the new in every arena possible. I'm Eliza Bloom Robinson for New Humanity Now. I'll see you again real soon. Hey, Christine, thanks. Yeah. Reminds you a little bit of the call we were on together earlier, right? All right, signing off. Love you all. Mwah.